robot you have selected is too valuable to qualify for this tournament. You will have to either reduce the value of this robot or select another cheaper robot to enter.
Very highly rated robot, this one. It's seeded second. It's a heavyweight robot. It's a wedge-shaped robot, a very popular shape, allowing them to drive in under other robots. Unseeded this robot, but showing a lot of potential. It's a lightweight robot. It's shaped like a kind of domed wedge. This is the 6th seed. Could be one to watch out for. It's a super heavyweight robot. It's a sort of box wedge-shaped robot with all the advantages of a wedge for tipping opponents over. Seeded second, and one to keep an eye on is this. It's a heavyweight category robot. This wedge shape, very popular among our roboteers, gives them the advantage of being able to get in underneath and tip opponents, of course. The noticeable thing about this arena is the large magnet crane that dominates the whole scene. The crusher isn't easy to escape from if you end up there. Three, 2, 1, activate! I think Dead Metal's waiting to carve up another contender. The steel armour giving it some protection from the impact. The aluminium armour, not much defence against this kind of attack. The drill can do considerable damage if it's allowed to get in. The drill sliding off the surface as they try to bring it to bear. Here it comes again, trying to impale with a spike. Already a puncture mark as the spike gets stuck in. Nothing serious though, I don't think. The aluminium shell, very flimsy protection against this onslaught. The armour holding out well against the charge. Dents and scrapes as it bumps and barges around the arena. My word, there's bits of robot all over the arena. Bringing the drill into attack as they lunge forward. Just a scrape. No damage as such, I don't think that time. The steel taking the punishment well so far. They can't right themselves here. I'm afraid it's game over. The layer of steel over the robot's body, deflecting some of the damage. Can the aluminium armour stand up to this? It's carnage! Devastation! It's Robot Wars! The steel armour giving it some defence against the attack. The steel arm... Cease! Three, 2, 1, activate! I think Dead Metal's waiting to carve up another contender. The armour holding out well against the charge, pushing and shoving. But you need something to push into it hard to do any damage. Coming in to try to drill through the shell. The weapon trying to lift it and topple it, not causing it too much pain so far. If they can lift it further, that would help. Moving in, having a go with that vicious spike. Not far enough to cause internal damage this time. Just making holes in the shell. The steel taking the punishment well so far. The drill can do considerable damage if it's allowed to get in. The crowd are waiting for something to happen here. Pushing with some force there as it drives it back. Coming in to pin it down with the ideal pushing weapon there. Doing their best to push it against any obstacle they can find, but nothing damaging it so far. Here goes the crusher. Can they get out before it's too late? They better stay clear of the crusher. Could leave them feeling flat. The steel armour giving it some protection from the impact. Wouldn't like to be cleaning the debris from the arena later on. Slamming in. You can see it starting to make an impression. Dents and scrapes as it bumps and barges around the arena. Off comes the spike. They're going to have to try another tactic now. Cease. Definitely in with a chance of surprising everyone, this robot, unseeded today. It's a lightweight category robot. This is a high wedge-shaped robot, very popular shape, allowing them to drive under other robots. This is our third seed, has a good chance of taking home the title. It's a lightweight contender, unseeded in this competition, but could have a few surprises up its sleeve. It's a middleweight robot, unseeded this time, but no slouch. This robot could do well. It's a middleweight category robot. This robot isn't seeded, but is well fancied in the pits. Could be the dark horse of the tournament. Seeded 6th. This robot's been making quite a stir recently. It's a super heavyweight category robot. Three, 2, 1, activate! Could be crushed robot time! Will they get out in time? Tough steel armour, making it harder to cut into, of course. Not too hard to cut into the aluminium, but it's putting up a brave fight. Their spike's been broken off! Trying to charge right in now! Bits and pieces everywhere. You could melt them down, I suppose, and make a whole new robot out of them. Difficult to puncture the bulletproof glass, though. The cutting attack, doing its best to get through the bulletproof glass. I'm not sure how long the aluminium armour can hold up against this sort of impact. Hard to make an impression on the polycarbonate, it's very tough. Metal everywhere! And the crowd love it. It's finding it hard to stand up to the slicing with just the aluminium armour. The steel armour giving it some defence against the attack. The aluminium armour, not much defence against this kind of attack. And it's going to be tough getting through the bulletproof glass on there. The steel armour giving it some protection from the impact. This is what Robot Wars is all about. Carnage! Another small gouge out of it. Needs to get a bit more weight behind it to do more than scratch, though. The polycarbonate standing up well to the treatment. Tough steel armour, making it harder to cut into, of course. They can't right themselves. Something's wrong. It looks like they're out of the contest. The armour holding out well against the charge. But can the aluminium armour stand up to the miss? This is classic Robot Wars. The steel resisting the blade so far. I'm not sure how long the aluminium armour can hold up against this sort of an impact. And it's going to fly straight into it. Edging a little close to the CPZ that time. Not too hard to cut into the aluminium, but it's putting up a brave fight. It smashes in, but standing up fairly well to this battering. The aluminium armour, not much defence against this kind of attack. The steel armour giving it some defence against the attack. Here it comes again, trying to impale with a spike. It's carnage, devastation. It's Robot Wars! The steel armour giving it some protection from the impact. The aluminium shell, very flimsy protection against this onslaught. Tough steel armour, making it harder to cut into, of course. Smashing down with that mighty axe blade. Racing in on the attack. Can they lift it though? A gentle push there. That won't do much damage. Pushing it around, but not causing any damage yet. Keep going. The armour holding out well against the charge. The steel resisting the blade so far. I'm not sure how long the aluminium armour can hold up against this sort of impact. It's finding it hard to stand up to the slicing with just the aluminium armour. Immediately, it tries to slam down on it, bumping and banging. Not a lot of damage so far. The steel taking the punishment well so far. Oh! They want more. Hey, I think they're dead already. Go on, leave them alone. The steel armour giving it some defence against the attack. Cease! Couldn't stand up to the punishment dished out by its rival. Out goes another robot. Unseeded this robot, but showing a lot of potential. It's a lightweight robot. It's a wedge-shaped robot, a very popular shape, allowing them to drive in under other robots. Definitely in with a chance of surprising everyone, this robot, unseeded today. It's a lightweight category robot. This is the 6th seed. Could be one to watch out for. If it can't win, Maybe it'll just arrest the other robots for dangerous driving. Unseeded in this competition, but could have a few surprises up its sleeve. It's a lightweight contender. It's a wedge-shaped robot, a very popular shape, allowing them to drive in under other robots. It's a heavyweight robot. This wedge shape, very popular among our roboteers, gives them the advantage of being able to get in underneath and tip opponents, of course. 3, 2, 1, activate! The blade spin as it comes in on the offensive. The steel armour giving it some protection from the impact. Hard to make an impression on the polycarbonate. It's very tough. Tough steel armour, making it harder to cut into, of course. Lifting weapons ideal for pushing things around, although it helps if you can find a way to damage them too. So keep looking, boys. My word, there's bits of robot all over the arena. The aluminium shell, very flimsy protection against this onslaught. And it's going to be tough getting through the bulletproof. It'll not be sharp enough to get through the polycarbonate. The armour, holding out well against the charge. They're lying on their back like a turtle in the sun. I'm afraid they can't seem to get back up. It's turtle soup for them. The steel resisting the blade so far. Spinning blade, charging in for an attack. The Crusher is not the place you want to explore voluntarily, believe me. It's finding it hard to stand up to the slicing with just the aluminium armour. The blades clatter, but don't do anything. The polycarbonate, not such good cease. They've junked the opposition and come out as kings of the scrappy.